All right, and welcome back to this Friday with me, Betsy. Nikisikia muziki na janga sasa weekend karibu kuanza ama nyinyi mmeanza tayari kwa malimko. All right, so of course the reason why we have this beautiful couple is because our ladies, yani our queens, Harambee Starlets, they just did a fantastic job. They made sure that they will be in Morocco for, of course, WAFCON. After 10 years wametafuta hiki, tuna finally wakapata. We have the goalkeeper, we have, of course, Loreen, Tukona Building, the head coach, and of course, we also have Neddy. They're already here in studio, but before we cross over to them, I want you to learn a bit of English. And let me bring in the master himself. Willice umevaa red kama the Starlets, because they're also wearing red today. Ulisikia wanakuja ukasema lazima uvae.
If there is something I am always proud of is when Kenyans decide to show people where they belong. Yeah. And that is because nowadays when Kenya sneezes, other countries catch the cold. Those ladies are great.
All right, Willice, it's always good. I love to hear you just, psyching up and cheering on the guests that we bring here on the show. It's also good to see you, Willice, as always. I've been interacting with your fans online on X. They're so loud now. So we're going to try and make sure that we do as much as possible today. But before I even get to them, let me start with myself, because Willice, tonight I was reading the news earlier, and then I got these words. Do you know how to celebrate, like the way you can say, Harambee Starlets, is it feted or feted, like to be celebrated? Yo nilichanganisha kidogo.
Oh, that is F-E-T-E-D.
Yeah.
Yes, that is to be fated.
Oh.
Fated,
Okay.
not feted. It is fay. You say fated, yes.
Okay, then upon nilianguka mtihani, but next time I'll do better.
No problem, Betty. Nobody in this world can be perfect. That is
Yes.
one thing I always say. Not even Willice, not even the native speakers of English can know everything, because certain words in the English language are not purely English. And the vocabulary, that is the English vocabulary, is too wide for anyone on earth to know everything. So when you miss it, take it easy. Just learn how to say it correctly, just like this word, fated and not feted. And many people out there could also be making the same mistake and innocently doing so. So Betty, take it easy, fated.
Okay, got you. Thank you, Willice, for that. All right, let's now start on the words that we have tonight. This word was actually in the news last week, and a lot of people were asking. I don't even want to try it, but let me try. Methamphetamine. Is that the way you say it, Willice? That drug that was seized at the coast last week. Methamphetamine. I don't think there's many word haraka. Methamphetamine. How do we say that? Is that the correct word?
Now, that powerful illegal drug, it is, you say metham. You begin with metham, then we use the stress on feta. Methamphetamine. Phetamine, not mine. Methamphetamine. That is the way to pronounce it, Betty.
Okay, that's a surprise, Willice. Thank you for that. Methamphetamine.
You're welcome.
Okay, not mine. All right.
Methamphetamine. Yes, not mine.
Okay, got you, Willice. All right, moving on to this one. Leverage. So do we say leverage or leverage? Which is which, Willice?
Betty, that one has two acceptable, if you like, alternative pronunciations. You can say leverage, you can also say lever. Lever or lever. Leverage, yes. Leverage, yes. So lever and lever are acceptable, Betty, for that word.
All right, Willice. Moving on to this other one. Do we say nationality or nationality? Like, how do we pronounce that one, belonging to a specific, country?
Oh, Betty, we have the word nation. Then we have national.
Yes.
Then you say nationality. Nationality. We should not say nationality. Nationality, no. You say nationality. That is the way to pronounce that word.
All right, Willice, thank you for that. Now, the last one from me, this one is also personal. I also saw somebody asking it on X. The E word, Willice, Reconnaissance. I'm a reconnaissance. I know we've done it before,
Oh.
but what wazee usahau.
That is a very long word, Betty.
Yeah.
It's what we call, linguistically you can call it a mouthful.
Yeah.
Too long sometimes for the mouth to produce well. But that one in English, you simply say reconnaissance. Reconnaissance.
Okay.
Reconnaissance. And Betty, another thing we may learn with people is we talk of divisive. Divisive, not divisive.
Okay.
Divisive, no. You say divisive. Since we are always ready to learn like brothers and sisters,
Absolutely.
let us learn. Reconnaissance, divisive.
Okay.
That is the way to go.
Hey, Willis, thank you for that. I've learned, three of those words were mine. Okay, let's now move on to the ones that you collected throughout the week from our lovely audience, Willis.
Betty, interestingly enough, the first person who came in, Peter, that is Peter N. Lukale, also asked about reconnaissance. So that is a way to learn. Peter, thank you for that. Cynthia Nelima, you say an ogre, not ogre. Betty, when we were in school, we may have heard of ogre, the ogre, but it's ogre, ogre, not ogre. Ogre is the spelling. Then we have cantankerous. Cantankerous, a bit difficult. Matthias Carissa, you say root in English. That is the British English. The British English, root. But you can also say route in American English. Then router, router in computing, router. Then that is British English. In American, it is router, router. So we have also the Maclean Joki, avocado, not avocado, avo. Over, no. Avocado. Then heist for robbery. Don't say haste. H-E-I-S-T. You pronounce that word for robbery as heist. Heist, not haste. Dixon Nyaga. You say contumelious. Your words are a bit big. Contumelious. Melious, not melious. Contumelious, you can also say contu. Then you have supercilious. Supercilious. You can also say super, supercilious. That is also acceptable. Victor Mandela, you say wheezing, and your second word, whooping, not whopping. Whopping, no. Whooping, and your first one, wheezing. Omondi at 0618. That is at Omondi _0618. You say hasten, not hasten. Hasten.
Oh.
Fasten, not fasten. Softener, not softener. Softener. Then the last one, gospel, not gospel. Now, nomen tore poror, catapult, catapult, result. So the U takes what we call the mid-central sound Catapult, not catapult. Result, not result, and not result. Sheila Denje, you say silhouette, silhouette. Then lastly, Zacchaeus Collar, you say temperature, not temperature. Temperature, you do something called an elision or a syncope if you like. Temperature, not temperature. You also say temperament, not temperament. Then we have Nancy Mutula, Jesse Kihoro, Ezekiel Lukale, Shiroliz, Abdul Shakur, Kimtai Arap Biema, Susan Lois, and Jared Nyacheo Betty. This Friday with Betty, and they say always that they love good English. So we also tell them a special salute. Otherwise, Betty, we have this word. It's a bit tricky. That is when they are testing their tongues out there. Our dear viewers, when you are testing your tongues, how do you say this word? You say lugubrious. Lugubrious. That is an adjective that means sad and serious, like a lugubrious look, a lugubrious face, sad and serious. Lugubrious, not lagabrious. Lagabrious, don't use that in English, especially standard English. Then we have this word that is my surprise word for you, dear viewers, for tonight. In Kiswahili, we hear of kwashako.
Kwashako.
Kwashako, or locally when we talk of kwashako, but in English, don't say that. Just like we have vocha, vocha in Kiswahili, but please don't say vocha in English. In English, you say voucher. So this word also, don't say kwashako in English. You say kwashioko, kwashioko. You can also talk of kwashioko. So don't say kwashako in English. Now, the problem with this word, it's a word that refers to that serious or the dangerous form of malnutrition. It's a bit long. And then many people, when we talk locally, we just say, oh, kwashako, kwashako. Please, in English, just avoid it because we are dealing with English. Betty, for anyone who has any question that they want to send in, they can always use at Willice Ochieng 1 throughout the week. We'll pick the word the way we have done for this week. And Friday night, during this Friday with Betty, the segment is Which is Which. We'll do the needful. But Betty, can you allow me just to mention some names that I know, that now that you've brought Harambee Starlets? Because I always tell you, Betty, there is something about you. The way you bring guests really impresses people out here. So I know when people talk of Harambee Starlets, we have like now the coach, Beldin Odemba. We have Ruth Ngosi. I can talk of Mwana Hamisi Jereko, Liliana Awor, Enes Mango, Doka Shikobe, Shailino Pila, Lona Nyarinda, Anne Akinyi, Martha Emedot, Fasila Adhiambo. In fact, the list is endless. But that is my special salute to the wonderful ladies.
Wow.
Back to you in studio.
Hey, Willice, I told you earlier, you should have been here in studio to our interview pamoja. How do you know all the names? Like, good job, Willice. Thank you so much. And yeah, they're here, they're smiling. What a building, I'm a smile sana. I'm kusalimia, sindo building. I'm kusalimia, Willice. Thank you so much, Willice. Always a pleasure having you. Of course, he's joining us live from Kitty County, teaching us those difficult pronunciations, like the ones, kwashioka. Have you ever heard of that? Kwashioka, that's a really serious one. Kwashioko, actually, that's a really serious one. Thank you very much, Willice Ochieng, for joining us tonight. Thank you very much. All right, so let's get started. And of course, like I mentioned, tonight we have the ladies.